Hello, I'm Mike,
And I'm Vic.
and you're watching METS
Matt
in
in Florida.
Florida. What's up, Vic?
How you doing? How you doing?
Doing better than I did about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know. It's amazing what a couple of runs could do for you.
Well, you know, Howie Rose was saying that what really started that was the catch that Brandon Nimmo made.
Oh, I didn't get to see that. I was
The inning,
following.
okay, because you know how like we left those two guys on base
Right,
and we wasted three hitters.
right.
That's like the low point. And then in the next inning, somebody hit a ball. I mean, they scored a run, the Padres did, and then somebody hit a ball to the wall, and Nimmo saved a run with a catch.
Oh, okay, good.
And then Howie Rose said sometimes it takes a defensive play to wake up the offense. Sure
And
enough, that's what happened.
what's his name? Smith can't put away hitters. Oh my God, the guy drives me
I know.
nuts. He
It's
can't
annoying.
put it away. It's all the time.
All the
Lately.
time. I don't know. I still think he could be effective, but not that high of a role.
Yeah, I think I really from this point on, I'm using him bottom of the order. And
Right.
you
Yeah,
know,
the bottom of the order, exactly. With
other than
guys
that,
maybe
I'm
that
not
aren't
using
prone to the home run.
exactly. Well, so
We got some stuff to talk about today.
yeah, I guess let's start with let's stay away from the anemic hitting that everybody, all Met fans out there have been watching.
Yeah, let's stay positive.
Yeah, okay, we'll get away from that.
Yeah, because
Hoping they
that's
wake
old
up.
news.
Yes. Let's talk about the trade, Vogelbach for Holderman.
Yeah, because a lot of people are not happy with it. But if you dig into the numbers, and a friend of mine did, I could see why we got him.
Yeah. I mean, there's two ways of looking at it, what we gave up and what we got.
And you
I
know,
like
the Pirates weren't going to make that trade unless they got Holderman. You know that. They stuck to their guns.
They stuck to their guns. It still kind of bothers me that a GM will come out and say that I had to give them up. I'm like, I don't think you should say that. Because, I don't know. It just kind of bothered me to hear that. That just
Yeah, well, at least it's transparency, though. I mean, I know what you're saying, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the numbers against righties. He can draw a walk.
He did.
He's
He did
one of
both
those.
of that. He did both things today. You notice?
Yeah, and he is one of those things where he's that kind of hitter that when the Mets play, when you play against teams that you're so worried about their best hitters, and he's kind of the hitter to get you, like you didn't expect it.
Right.
Even though you know he has power, you somehow don't expect it, and he gets you. I'm hoping that's what we get with him. Holderman, good player, seemed like a good guy. It's kind of like we were playing with found money because he's kind of an older rookie. He struggled at first, and then he found himself and he pitched pretty well, as we've seen. I don't think he was really high leverage reliever at this point. There was a good chance he might have been demoted anyway.
Yeah.
Once May comes out. So if you look at it that way, and I know we have a lot of relievers that are going to be free agents, as well as probably relievers that we acquire.
Right.
But it just puts us in a good position to pick and choose who we want at the end of the year based on production alone, not just age.
Right.
It's like almost like with relievers. Yeah, you would love to have relievers who are young and controllable and doing really well. You love to, but as we've seen, a lot of relievers, it takes them a while to really find themselves and do well.
Right.
There's a lot to be said about the older relievers who've been through it, who know how to bounce back, and they've honed their craft. And especially because, I mean, this team screams Robertson. I mean,
he's a perfect fit.
It's like him and one other really good reliever, and I feel much better because we're looking at it right now that we're running really thin on who we can bank on, because aside from Ottavino and oh my God, I'm losing his name.
Lugo?
And our club.
Diaz, right?
Diaz. Oh my God, I forgot his name. Um, aside from those two, everyone else is kind of a crapshoot.
Yeah.
Either they'll look really good or they'll be like so, but you're kind of like on pins and needles with every hitter, you know. And I'm sure a lot of people can say that about the relievers, but there's a lot of the better teams. You can see they have a pen with a lot of guys with low 2 ERAs or sub 2. We don't have that. We need more. So.
Yeah, I mean, what as you know, we made an offer for Josh Bell.
Right.
And in that offer, we also would be getting a reliever.
Another reliever, right.
And the talk is it's either going to be, I know one of them is Carl Edwards Jr. The other one is Kevin. I can't remember his name, but I mean, they're decent, but I still think Robertson should be our first.
Yeah.
That screams a Dom Smith trade, the Robertson deal.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, I think so. I mean, they almost acquired him last time when we were trying to do that whole, trade. They were talking about him. I don't see the Boston thing. I don't understand their interest in Dom, and I don't see anything other than
JD Martinez,
which is a name that just popped up earlier today. Well, I mean, you can add a 300 hitter. It's fantastic. He's not hitting for a lot of power this year.
No,
he only has like 9 home runs.
That's true.
But definitely a guy who doesn't strike out a lot, gets on base at a good clip.
Right.
You know what I mean? And let's see. I mean, all those guys that we have been looking at are having really good years.
Yes.
They're hitting close to 300. They're getting on base at a fairly decent clip. So I think, let's see which one cost us the least, I should say.
That's the goal. Yeah, that's the goal. The thing with Josh Bell is he's a 1-year guy right now. Yeah. So
I don't think we're making a deal. I think we're going to make a deal. Gut feeling, Monday, day off, we're making a deal for a reliever because we're going to need it against the Yankees. But I don't think we're going to get a hitter until either right before the trade deadline. I think the Mets will be right in at the end for Soto just to see, as well as some other teams. So I think it's going to be one of these. Here we have a deal here, and if that doesn't fall, you get these guys, and here we go.
I agree with you. Yeah,
I think that's what it's going to be, because I don't see any of the hitters that they're looking at that they're willing to give up any of our controllable guys.
Right.
I don't see that happening. So I think they can still keep those main chips.
Right. I'm just trying to get the game while we're talking. Yeah.
Not only for this year, but at the end of the year. I mean, best case scenario, Soto doesn't get dealt, or he gets dealt to a team that won't impede us going forward, meaning Dodgers, Yankees, Houston.
There's a couple. There's another one I thought of.
Even San Diego.
Mike's.
Yeah. Out of those teams. As long as they don't get him and he goes to a team that, they can give up a better offer at this point, or so it seems. It looks like they're trying to hold us up. They're definitely asking for more of us than anybody
Rizzo's
else.
Being a what right now.
Yes. And I've seen all the mock trades, and I don't know where some of these.
I can't stand some of these mock trades. I'm sorry.
At our offer. Our offer is a lot better. The players that we have to offer a lot better than the Yankees have at this point.
Oh, without a doubt.
Even their top prospects are not really producing the way they did last year. I think the only one who improved was Dominguez and he hit a home run in the Futures game. But Volpe is not producing this year like he did last year.
No.
All our guys are producing. So that's something to be said. So, and as far as, Dodgers prospects are always, really good. Somehow they always seem to have them. But St. Louis, I don't know. Well, maybe. I don't know how good St. Louis's system is as far as what they can get. I know they can give away players on the major league level that we can't. From the
you don't feel
of,
St. Louis should be able to keep him?
Yeah. Well, they can give up major league talent that we can't.
Payroll
to get Soto. The Cardinals can. Whether or not, I just can't see them putting out that money though for the Cardinals. I just don't see the Cardinals doing it.
No, the Cardinals putting out money now.
That much money, what it's going to take. So as long as it goes to a team along those lines, not the big money team, the only team the Mets have to worry about, that he goes to a team that can financially afford him.
And that's a small list. Dodgers, Yankees. You said Houston might.
No, I don't think Houston would afford him, and they don't really need him. But Dodgers, San Francisco, Yankees. I don't know how their farm system is in San Francisco, but their payroll is not that high, and they could afford to put it all.
They're one
into him. So that's one that
they scare you a little. Not scare you, but they
could center. They can build around him. So you kind of get scared as far as that is concerned. But other than that, I just, as long as that happens, I'm fine with, hey, you know what? Let's wait a few years and we're going to have a choice of two awesome players, Soto and Ohtani.
Right.
So.
But I'll be honest with you. I'm more likely to give up, God forbid, Alvarez for Soto. I wouldn't give up Alvarez for Ohtani.
No, I wouldn't give him up from him in the year. No,
those 5 years make a big difference. And I know he's a pitcher. I get it. But I no. Yeah. Soto's the only one I would even consider giving up Alvarez for.
Yep. That's the only one.
Just so you know. Oh, no, it's foul. Can't almost hit a home run. It's 6-1 right now.
6-1. Okay.
6-1, second and third, 2 outs. Canna hit a foul ball home run. Anyway, yeah. So no, that like I said it to you in a couple of. It just nauseates me to think of Soto in a Yankee uniform.
I don't even want to think about.
Like I said, back when the Will Ponds owned the team, you would almost accept it as a fact of life. But now I feel like it doesn't have to be that way. Oh, he threw the ball away. 2 runs are going to score, I think. 7-1 or 8-1 now. 8-1. Can't hit a ground ball. They threw the ball away.
Okay.
8-1. We needed a night like this. And then we got an off day tomorrow. Then we got the Yankees. So, yeah, I mean, you got to do whatever you can. The only problem is, like I said, that Rizzo's going to be – he's being a pain.
Right. He is.
Everybody and their mother knows where Soto wants to be.
Yeah, the reports are true, And
the little cryptic tweet he did the last year, and with the picture, and
I did hear about a tweet that Jeter gave out to him, though.
About loyalty, and then he tried to retweet it, then he took it back. About loyalty.
Yeah, this thing is like, I've also heard all this stuff about this talk now about a potential buyer for the Nationals who may not want him gone and may want him locked up.
Look, yeah. And if he stays with the Nationals, so be it.
If he does, he does.
If he's destined to stay there, he will. But
I like our talent coming up. I really do.
I do.
Shout out to Alex Ramirez. He's starting to pick it up now in Brooklyn the way he did in St. Lucie when I watched him play. Yeah, grand slam.
Shout out to Tommy Tanis and the scouting department for the draft they had.
Oh yeah, and they signed Jet. Yeah, great job. And they signed Jet Williams, so he's the first one. Now we got to get the quicker we get him signed, the quicker we get him playing. I want to see what these guys can do. At least
I'd love to see it.
I want to see what's going on. how good these guys are.
Like, let me ask you a question. One more thing about Soto. Do you think, like, I know you and I feel the same way. Do you think we would bite the bullet if we knew for a fact that the only other team he would go to is the Yankees? Don't you think we would bite that bullet and do what we had to do to make sure that didn't happen?
I think so.
Because even though they're not a division team and they're not it's bigger than that.
Yeah.
It's bigger than that.
I think of course Yankee fans would hate it because most of the time they have won these kind of situations when it came to money.
Then they need to just get Judge and shut up. I'm sorry.
Right. And it's basically, if they got Soto, Judge is not going to be there. I did hear some scenarios that they
won't both. You're going to have Judge, Stanton, and Soto on the same team.
Yeah, that's not. I don't see that happening, especially with what's going on there with their pitching. But I don't want to see that, and we have the opportunity to swoop in, and if you're a Yankee fan and you lose, they have to realize something for the first time, that somebody else might have better prospects and somebody else has more money.
That reminds me, did you see the video about Judge?
Yes, I
Comments?
did.
Whatever that is, if I'm a Yankee fan, I don't want to hear that.
I agree.
I would lose sleep over that a little. If I'm little Jeff or whatever the kid's name was, kid.
Yeah.
That would make me feel good.
Yep.
Sorry. So, I mean.
Yeah, that's a weird situation, and he's having a pretty awesome year. And,
he's betting on himself, yeah.
Yeah, and we're going to have to pitch him really, really tough coming with this series here. Is that a 2-2?
2 here, and then 2 next month.
Over there
at Yankee Stadium, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so that's
I don't like that it's in the middle of the week. I prefer when the Subway Series is on a weekend.
It's
more exciting.
You know why I like the middle of the week? Because I get to see it on SNY and I don't get to hear it.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
I don't want to hear. I just can't.
That's why I can't even. I got it on mute now. I can't even listen to them.
Yeah, I just listen to it. Yep, I just watch it, follow it. That's
I love Howie.
Yeah.
I'll listen to them all day, all night. But
yeah, I just cannot. Oh my God!
I got to tell you more about the trades. Like I know I don't know the other names that are in the Josh Bell offer. He's still, other than Soto, obviously, he's still my favorite pick.
All I heard, as far as what we were offering, was a higher level outfielder.
Khalil Lee.
That's what I'm thinking.
Let's play this game. Let's play a game. Khalil Lee.
Who
am I?
Khalil Lee, Nick Plummer. So that eliminates Vientos. Yeah, it's one of those two, or both.
Okay, and then Vientos would be in there.
Yeah, so it's like I heard it was a higher level outfielder and a lower level pitcher.
And then as far as the pitcher goes, you think it's like lower level pitcher? I mean, like AA?
It could be AA. It could be single A. I don't think
Hamill?
I don't really want them to. I've seen him pitch, and I kind of like his stuff.
My friend likes him too. He went to the DeGrom game. He liked him.
Yeah, I like him. But
by the way, you know who's pitching right now?
Who's pitching?
Dave Peterson.
Peterson, really?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
What do you think of this? With a 7-run lead, just getting him some work, maybe?
Yes.
The day off?
Yep. And you know what? What better way to
showcase?
No, I don't think it's a showcase.
Okay.
I think it's getting him used to coming out of the pen.
Well, yeah, you can't go wrong with that.
Yeah, because people have been saying that. You know, he's going to have to go to the pen once everybody comes back.
Yeah.
You know, I think I had made that suggestion about how to use him, Peterson. I was like, if we're gonna really treat DeGrom with kick gloves,
You were
make
saying put
Peterson
him in later.
let Peterson start the game and finish with DeGrom. I wouldn't want to do it the other way.
No, and that way DeGrom will get the win. He would get, you'd give DeGrom the win.
Yeah.
And you'd give him the thrill of not only coming in, but finishing the game possibly.
Finish the game. And also just the differential between those two, the way he comes in and then you go, just as far as what it does to the other team, you're like, they're thinking, we got to get to Peterson. We got to get to Peterson. We got to get to Peterson. Because all of a sudden, like, oh, no, DeGrom's coming in, That could help a lot as far as.
Yes. Yeah. Psychologically even.
And you save his arm and just let him build up slowly. So when it gets to the end of the season, his arm is strong.
By the way, off topic, but we have to do this. I want to give a shout out. It's official. Gil Hodges is in the Hall of Fame.
Congratulations. About time.
You know what I heard today? I'm shocked. I'm disappointed if this is true. I don't know the details, but Howie said it. That 30 years ago he was supposed to get in, and there was one vote to go, and it was Roberto Clemente, Ray Campanella, and he couldn't make it. I can't remember the details. And Ted Williams, who was the president at the time, didn't take the vote. Like,
really?
I was like, that would suck if that's the case, because that Ted Williams would be part of that. I mean, that would suck. But anyway, I haven't seen the speeches, but I'm happy for him. It's nice to see even Big Papi get in and those guys and William Cott and all these.
Yeah.
And of course Buck O'Neill, people that deserve to be in a long time ago.
Right.
But
and it kind of, it kind of puts
Tony Oliva.
It puts me in a weird situation, cheering for Scott Boras on his quest to get Keith into the Hall.
Why not, right?
Can't believe I would ever cheer for Scott Boras.
You never know. Yeah, you never know in life. Watch, he's gonna wind up being like our biggest ally.
The thing about him is I never forgiven that guy from when we signed Carlos Beltran and we had him locked up, gave him the offer, he liked it, and he went back to the Yankees and did an un-Boras-like thing. He actually offered him to the Yankees for less money.
Yeah, I know. What a joke.
From that time,
that really, stuck in your craw.
That was it. That was it. I was like, can't stand him. The only time I ever agreed with him is when he criticized the Wilpons. I was like, yeah, okay, you're
and
totally
that could
right
be all
there.
it was just his contempt for the Wilpons.
Yeah. He was
always
thinking, and I can't blame him in retrospect as far as.
You can't. You see it in a different light. Because we finally have an owner who cares. But it gets crazy. And then again with Gil, not to get back to Gil Hodges, but I have to watch speeches. But I heard there was a really cool speech, and I'm just glad he got in. And his wife is still around to see it, so that was good.
That's nice to see.
I didn't realize too that Gil Hodges and Jackie Robinson died in the same year. I didn't realize, just 8 months apart.
I didn't know that.
That's wild.
Yeah.
But I want to share something with you about Vogelbach. Again, we knew he had high OPS against righties and all. My friend compares him to Brandon Nimmo. Okay, night and day, right? To the naked eye, it's night and day.
Yeah.
Here we go. Home runs. Nimmo 9, Vogelbach 12. RBI. Nimmo 33, Vogelbach 34. Walks. Nimmo 37, Vogelbach 40.
Oh, okay. And how many at-bats?
They both have 67.
How many at-bats?
I have to go back and look at that. I think it's roughly the same.
Oh, really? Okay.
OPS, Nimmo 786, Vogelbach 769. On base percentage above batting average, Nimmo 87, Vogelbach 110.
Oh.
Slugging, Nimmo 432, Vogelbach 430. I'm going to look at the at-bats. That's just weird, though, isn't it?
That is weird. Well, as we
never
speak,
know with baseball.
As we speak, it's 8-2.
Yeah, I'm looking.
What's his name? Peterson.
Peterson's struggling.
Yep, coming out of the pen. Not a good sign going forward.
Yeah, I mean, this was a good opportunity with a big lead to see what he can do, but I'll tell you now, I'm looking. Vogelbach has, I'm curious. It just shows you what a weird game baseball is, because 237 at bats this year. Let's see what Nimmo has. Let's see. Brandon Nimmo has, maybe this might make a difference. I would imagine Nimmo has a little more. But I say Vogelbach 237.
Okay.
Yeah, Brandon has 364, 384. So a bit more. But, it's just interesting to see the numbers aren't that far off.
Gotcha.
The funny thing is, Nimmo doesn't even steal bases. So,
yeah, I know.
But I love Nimmo, don't get me wrong, but it's just amazing. That's why you really have to dig into the numbers before you judge a trade.
I still can't understand Nimmo's reluctance to steal. He's not
his
slow.
Ability.
He's not slow. So it's like, what is the deal there?
I don't know.
I would love for the Mets to get somebody to really show him how to steal, to get the lead,
Like Mookie or Ricky.
Yeah. I mean, come on. If Kevin McReynolds can steal 25 bases in a year.
Break a record. He broke some sort of record doing that. Consecutive bases, I think.
Yeah. Then Brandon Nimmo's got to get in double digits. I'm like, come on. I was like, it's got to. It's like, there's, when you don't have that extra pop, you make it up with your legs. I don't understand that.
I don't understand it either. I don't know.
Which would be very interesting to see what they ask for at the end of the year. That it'll be very interesting because I see other outfielders less talented than him. Yeah,
he's an anomaly.
Yeah,
I mean, he's a unique player.
I don't think he's. We already might have our future center fielder in the minors, or pick and choose between a few because we have some good ones.
Yeah, it's true.
So he can always, segue into left field. But he's another guy. He can be frustrating. I wish he was a little bit more consistent. Yeah, he's consistent on getting on base. That's fantastic. He is. But then there are times where I think I see less of this than I did before. Sometimes he doesn't put a really good swing on pitches. Like you can almost tell when he's going to strike out.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way.
Like there's sometimes when he comes up and there's certain pitchers that are like, okay, this guy's a strike thrower. Okay. And he's coming after you. Don't get in a hole 0-2 because you're looking at pitchers. Be a little aggressive.
That force field.
Right. It's one thing if it's pitchers that are known to maybe lose it.
Erratic.
Then what you're doing is good because you're making him wear down, you're wearing him down, and you're letting the rest of the team see what he's throwing. But a pitcher that is known to attack the strike zone, you can't let them get ahead of you 0-2. 0-1, fine. You can't get in 0-2 all the time and then try to battle back.
No.
Because most of the time I've seen that, he's done.
Get it.
Against those pitchers.
I will say he does have a knack for hitting late inning home runs.
Yes, he does.
I don't know where that comes from, but I'm not complaining. So he can be aggressive when he wants to be.
Yeah.
That's the funny part.
Yep.
Think about it. When you're behind, you're thinking a guy like him would just want to get on base, but that's when he hits the home run.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yep.
We got out of the inning, by the way. So, I mean, like I said, Josh Bell is my first choice right now, considering what's available. I still say the Orioles are going to try to hold on to Mancini, probably.
Maybe.
Maybe.
If you're a betting person, do you think is a better chance that Orioles don't trade off Mancini or that the Red Sox trade off JD Martinez?
I think if anything, the Red Sox would do Martinez.
I think so too, because
for many reasons.
There's a greater, well, number one, he's opting out. He said it.
He's towards the end of his career. He wants to win.
Yeah, I think I think that's a sneaky thing, especially I'm not gonna let the Nationals rob us. Not. I'll give him Khalili. You want that, and we'll work around it. But I think the only one that I think I'm willing to give up, even though it puts us a little bit on a like, what do we do now? Is Jose Budo.
Yeah, I heard that name earlier today.
Because
actually,
he's pitching good. He's not really considered a high end guy. He's more of maybe a fourth starter. He's pretty good, but I kind of like what I've been seeing with the development of the other pitchers that we drafted.
Yeah.
I think they got a little bit more high side, if not for our rotation, to get us something better.
Right.
Down. Then, than a Budo, unless they can make a trade for someone that we're not even thinking about, But we definitely got, I don't think that hitter is going to come until right before we find out what happens with Soto.
Yeah, at the end of the day, Soto is like the hum in the background.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah. And everybody's just watching over everybody to see, okay, who is going to cough it up?
You got to act like it's not there because you got to stay focused on the task at hand, but
right.
It's there.
Right.
It's like...
Yeah. And then I'm kind of going over our prospects, and I really like them. And I like Beatty stepping in.
I would love to see that.
I would love to see that. And Alvarez, of course, I think Alvarez is pressing because he sees the light at the end of the tunnel. And just looking at, I don't think maybe had one other game early this year where he struck out 3 times. He struck out 4 times yesterday.
After a grand slam. Yeah, that shows he's still not. Yeah, he's.
Yeah. So I think he's. I guess it's normal. I think he's trying to impress with his power.
Probably.
And he's swinging from the heels on everything instead of doing what he typically does, which is use the whole field.
He's more mature than that.
Yeah, he's better than that. But, I did see something else which puts it in context too, especially once we sign Parada, is that nobody is saying that Alvarez is going to be Mike Piazza. He might have the power of Piazza.
So when that one guy said it's like having Carter and Piazza at the same time, they didn't say who was who. Yeah,
because it's like for everything he's done from the low minors, aside from that time when he was just killing A-ball, he doesn't project to be like a 300 hitter. He's more like a solid 275,
but just with a lot of power.
With a lot of power and very good RBI.
So who would that be in comparison to that we've seen recently? Or anybody like that?
Sal Perez,
right. That's what I'm thinking.
Like that. Yeah, maybe not as good as defense, but hitting, I can see
the offense is there.
And that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Remember there was a time I thought maybe we should get him, remember?
Yeah, I remember that when we were talking about before we got McCann.
I mean, plus he had the ring and everything.
If we get that, I mean, we're and just as I spoke, Brandon Nimmo singles. Just as we were just talking about it.
Yeah, he's a trip.
Yeah.
I tell you what, if we all know that if Soto does come here, Nimmo's probably out.
I think
sucks
so.
because to me, Nimmo is a big part of the core of this team. But
here's the thing.
He's an anomaly, though. He's a very interesting player. Although you can move him to left.
Yeah, it could be Kenya. I heard. Oh, that's what.
Kenya. I know.
He's not Canna. He's.
So we're gonna put the little thing. Yeah. What is that?
Yeah, I
like Canna, like Canna Coleman.
I like Canna. Yeah, I was like, okay, but yeah. So
he's
that's
a trip. Yeah. There's a single.
He could find himself dealt possibly if that was the situation.
You mean?
But no.
Kenya.
Yeah, if they happen to make Soto, then we could say, and we have other players coming up, so we'll see.
My concern with this year, okay.
We got some solid hitters that I'm really looking forward to what they put up at the end of the year.
Yeah,
looking at their total of the bats, hits and walks and on base average. We have some really interesting hitters.
That's what I said the other day. We have names. I mean, we do.
We do.
Here's my ask question to you. Vogelbach takes care of the righties.
Okay.
If we get Josh Bell, he's a switch hitter.
Right.
Even though he's a switch hitter, would you still, whether it's a call-up, you still want one more guy that could hit lefties?
Yeah.
Is that where the call-up would come in and maybe another trade?
I would say the call-up.
Yeah, because you can't make too many trades.
And we have the two choices, Alvarez, Vientos.
Right.
Against lefties.
Yeah, that's true.
And we figure out a way. We'll figure out.
Yeah, one of them would work.
Yeah. And then you have a bat.
Mauricio's not going to get called up.
No. He's like, I'm pretty guaranteed that he's.
I mean, is Mauricio a switch hitter?
He's a switch hitter, yes.
Yeah, but he's not going to be. Yeah.
No, he's not. But on that note, I guess we'll
have to cut it, as Marte bats. He's someone that can hit lefties.
Yeah. So we'll pick up again. Next, see what other
maybe a couple of days
rumors pop up. We'll touch base, let everybody know what we have heard. Maybe names.
Preview the Subway Series.
Yeah. Gut feeling is something's going to happen on Monday with the day off.
I think that, and I do think the fact that we're playing the Yankees next makes a difference too.
Yeah, I think so.
On some level.
Yeah, so I
maybe
think
even subconsciously.
Yeah, so be very. Hey, this is like the off season.
I feel like instead of having Marte single, I feel like instead of having a one trading deadline day, I feel like these next 2 weeks is one big trade deadline.
Yeah, it is.
With Soto looming in the background.
Yep.
That's how you feel.
Exactly.
Remember before I let this go, remember one of my favorite trading deadlines was 1998 when the big name was Randy Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
And midnight passed, nothing happened. What was announced at 12:15? Johnson goes to the Astros of all places. What?
Yes.
That was such a weird deadline. Yeah. You knew we weren't going to get him, but still.
Yeah. All right. So
all right, on that note, have a great night. Thank you all for watching. Remember, like and subscribe. And on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Let's go Mets.
Go Mets. Thanks again.
And let's start hitting. Please,
like tonight. Let's keep it going.
Keep it going. Save some of those runs for the Yankee series.
Please. It's only 2 games.
Oh, please.
I'll talk to you later, man.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.